My name is Aida Lugo McAllister, author of Aida's Kitchen a lo Boricua, a bilingual Puerto Rican cookbook. I am going to demonstrate how to prepare piñón, a recipe from my cookbook. Piñón is a plantain meat pie prepared with layers of ground beef mixture known as picadillo, fried ripe plantains, and beaten eggs. However, the piñón that I prepare is a much healthier version made with ground turkey and baked plantains. Traditionally, this dish is prepared in a skillet and cooked on top of the stove. The Italians use pasta to layer the lasagna, and we use plantains to layer the piñón and pastelón. Food history. The plantain is believed to have originated in Southeast Asia. They are a member of the banana family and are considered a staple in our culture. The first step is to bake the ripe plantains. For this recipe, we're going to be using the very ripe plantain where the skin is almost black. Cut both ends of the very ripe plantain with a knife. Place 4 ripe plantains on top of a baking pan lined with aluminum foil and bake at 350 degrees for approximately 30 to 45 minutes. You will need 2 baking pans of 4 ripe plantains for this recipe. I remove the plantains from the oven after baking. They are still hot, so let them cool for approximately 15 to 30 minutes. These are baked plantains. However, when I exceed 30 minutes of baking time for the plantains in my oven, the flesh will start coming out from both ends of the peel onto the baking pan. You don't want that to happen. Since all ovens are designed differently, check and make sure that this does not occur in your oven when you bake the plantains. Make a slit lengthwise using a kitchen scissor. Peel the plantain with your hands. Cut the plantain lengthwise into 3 to 4 slices about a 1/4 inch thick. The flesh of the baked plantain is very soft, making it sometimes difficult to cut the plantain into equal slices. I just finished cutting the baked plantains into slices lengthwise. You will need 2 special ingredients for the meat mixture: seasoning envelopes with annatto and coriander, and sofrito. Sofrito is our parade condiments that is usually prepared in large batches. Here is a recipe on how to prepare sofrito for a single meal, and another recipe on how to create your own special blend of seasonings for those individuals that are not familiar with our condiments. Sofrito is a special blend of herbs and vegetables sautéed in a tomato oil-based sauce. It is the basic condiment that gives the Puerto Rican cuisine its unique flavor and aroma due to our ajíes dulces, sweet pepper, and culantro. Today, the herbs and vegetables are pureed in large batches and stored in the freezer for future use. If you don't have sofrito already prepared, here is a recipe that you can simply make. Sofrito for a single meal. 1 minced garlic clove, 1 tablespoon chopped onions, 2 tablespoons chopped green peppers, 2 small culantro leaves chopped. If you don't have culantro leaves, then use cilantro. And 1 tablespoon of our sweet peppers, ajíes dulces, or you can substitute with cubanelle peppers. The seasoning envelope with coriander and annatto is a special blend of different seasonings, herbs, and spices. Its main purpose is to add color and flavor to our tropical cuisine. This is the Goya brand, but you purchase the brand of your preference. You can also create your own blend of seasonings by mixing the following ingredients into a bowl. 1 teaspoon of ground coriander, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1/2 teaspoon of light salt, 1/8 teaspoon of ground cumin, and 4 teaspoons of paprika or 4 teaspoons of ground annatto seeds. When a recipe calls for 1 seasoning envelope, add 1.5 teaspoons of the mixed ingredients to your dish. We are ready to start preparing the picadillo meat mixture. Since the ground turkey does not release a lot of fat like ground beef, let's pour 1 to 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil into the skillet. 1/2 teaspoon of light salt or to taste. 1/2 teaspoon of oregano leaves, 3 minced garlic cloves, 1/3 cup of tomato sauce, 1.5 teaspoons of capers, 8 pimiento stuffed green olives chopped or cut into halves, 2 to 3 tablespoons of sofrito made with culantro, 3 sprigs of chopped cilantro, and 2 seasoning envelopes with coriander and annatto to add color and flavor. Stir all the ingredients until well blended. And saute for 3 to 5 minutes over low heat. Before adding the ground turkey, let's stir the ingredients one more time. You can definitely smell the herbs, vegetables, and the spices. We can now add 1 pound of ground turkey. Stir the ground turkey until it is completely coated with the tomato oil-based sauce. Cover skillet with lid and cook over medium-low heat for approximately 3 minutes. After 3 minutes of cooking, stir the meat frequently to obtain a minced or chopped texture by continuing to break up the meat with a spoon. This avoids any clumps from forming since the ground turkey has a tendency to clump together when cooked. Cover skillet with lid and continue cooking for approximately 25 minutes, but this time stirring occasionally. The picadillo meat mixture has been cooking for 25 minutes and it has the uniform minced texture that we are looking for. This recipe calls for 1 can, 14.5 ounces of French-style green beans. I use the can with no salt added. Some individuals prefer to add layers of the green beans to the plantain meat pie in addition to the layers of the meat mixture and plantains. I prefer to mix the green beans into the meat mixture. Let's add the French-style green beans to the picadillo. Stir until well blended. Cover with lid and cook over low heat for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes of cooking, place the meat mixture into a bowl and set aside. The next step is to beat 8 large eggs and set aside. This is the exciting part. We are ready to layer the piñón using a frittata pan with beaten eggs, slices of baked plantains, and the meat filling, picadillo. Lightly spray the bottom of the skillet with extra virgin olive oil. Pour half of the beaten eggs into skillet. The eggs will serve as a binding agent. Cover bottom of skillet with sliced baked plantains. Add meat filling and spread evenly on top of the plantain slices. Repeat with another layer of sliced baked plantains. Add the remaining meat filling and spread evenly on top of the plantain slices. Cover completely with the baked plantain slices. Pour the other half of the beaten eggs on top of the plantain slices. Now that the piñón is assembled, cook over medium-low heat for approximately 20 to 30 minutes or until the eggs become firm at the bottom of the skillet. After 30 minutes of cooking, run a knife around the inside edges of the skillet to make sure that the eggs are firm. Yes, they are. We are ready to invert the piñón onto the top skillet. Lightly spray the top skillet with extra virgin olive oil and place on top of the bottom skillet, making sure both skillets interlock. Carefully invert the piñón onto the other skillet. Continue cooking for another 20 minutes. After 20 minutes of cooking, again, run a knife around the inside edges of the skillet to loosen the plantain meat pie. El piñón. Allow the piñón to cool for at least 15 minutes before cutting. You can either cut a slice of piñón directly from the skillet, or you can slide the piñón from the skillet onto a large platter and then cut the piñón into slices. Always serve a slice of piñón warm on a plate. This is the basic recipe for preparing the piñón. However, you can add the ingredients of your preference. Sometimes I cook the ground turkey first and then I add the spices, the herbs, and the vegetables. Let's taste the piñón. You can barely taste the eggs, but you can taste the sweetness of the plantain along with the savory, flavorful meat mixture. What a great combination. I hope you have enjoyed watching my YouTube video on how to prepare piñón, plantain meat pie. Thank you for watching my YouTube cooking video. Please share, like, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you would like a copy of my cookbook, visit my website, idaskitchenboricua.com, and click on the cookbook tab. My cookbook is a bilingual Puerto Rican cookbook, and it contains 42 authentic Puerto Rican recipes that I learned how to cook while living in Puerto Rico. This side is the English version. If you flip the book over, the other side is the Spanish version. Again, thank you for watching my YouTube cooking video.